Welcome to Pour the Wine. It's Rom-Com Time, where we'll sip some wine and review all things rom-com on the Hallmark Channel. I'm Amy.
And I'm Gary.
And it's time to pour the wine. All right, you going to pour it?
On it, yes.
You're on it. What are you pouring tonight?
We are pouring a Orson.
Like Orson Welles?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Maybe. It's a Cab Sav 2023 from California.
There you go. It's our first time trying this one.
Yes, it is.
It's a new one. Today, we're going to be reviewing Love in the Clouds that aired on Saturday, May 10th, 2025. If you missed it, you can catch it now on Hallmark Plus.
Yes, you
And I'm sure
can.
they'll have some encore airings of it.
Well, let me hand
coming
you
up. Thank
your
you.
glass of
My
wine.
glass. I think I'm going to need it for this one.
Yeah, well, let's have a little cheer before we
Oh,
get started on
okay.
this one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, we would love it if you would click the follow button on your favorite podcast platform so you don't miss an episode. If you listen on Apple or Spotify, you can also leave us a review and hopefully,
It's a positive review.
yes,
Hopefully.
you can also find us on social media like Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, X,
Keep
Threads.
naming them. Name them.
That's
Name them.
right. And now on with the show.
On with the show.
Time to drop that synopsis.
No, first, aren't we going to talk about who's
Oh, yes. The actors and actresses.
who's in? Do we want to talk about who's in it first? Or
Yes.
Drop the synopsis. Okay, we'll
Yes.
talk about who's in it first.
Who's in this one? I'm way
Love
ahead.
in the Clouds stars Paul Green. He plays Jared, the hot air balloon pilot.
Yes.
Are they called pilots? I
Yes.
guess. I don't know.
He was wearing a pilot jacket.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of Hallmark productions. He was in 2021's Christmas CEO. He
Okay.
also played Dr. Carson Shepard for 49 episodes on When Calls the Heart between 2017 and 2021.
Okay.
He was in Christmas in Evergreen, Tidings of Joy in 2019. He was in 3 Hallmark movies in 2017, and his first Hallmark movie was in 2015 called Perfect Match.
Okay.
He's been in several TV series, including Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. Ooh, he
that's
was
a
in
good
2
one.
episodes in 2014. A show called Bitten. He was in 13 episodes in 2014 and an episode of CSI in 2014.
CSI.
Mackenzie Westmore plays Brooklyn. This is her first Hallmark production.
Okay.
Prior to this film, she was last in the movie Ice Storm in 2023. She was actually the hostess for the TV show Face Off.
Oh, really?
Do you remember? Yeah, I think you watched a few of those, didn't you?
I might have.
It ran from 2011 to 2018, and that's the special effects makeup artist
yes,
one. Yeah, I knew it
yes.
didn't ring a bell. Looking at you, yes, where they compete in challenges and
Right.
things. So she was the hostess for that show during its
I'll have
run.
to go back and take a look at that.
She played Sheridan Crane for 9 years. That would be 1,111 episodes on
Good
the soap opera
gracious.
Passions.
Okay.
and then she had multiple last names due to getting married a lot.
Oh,
You know how
okay.
soaps are. You
Yeah, you get
get
married,
married,
a lot.
you get divorced. Just like Erica Kane.
Wow.
Do you know who Erica Kane is?
No, tell me.
She was played by the fabulous Susan Lucci on my favorite soap opera, All My Children.
Oh, okay.
So Passions aired from 1999 to 2008. And speaking of All My Children, Mackenzie was also on All My Children for 25 episodes
Wow.
between 2008 and 2009. And her first acting gig was in Raging Bull
Oh,
with
wow.
Robert De Niro. That's not
Raging
too shabby of
Bull.
a first acting gig.
Ooh, that was a while ago.
Lorenzo Lamas plays Brad, which is
Okay.
Jared's dad, Brad.
Brad.
Jared's dad. This is his Hallmark debut, I believe. Now, he has a ton of acting credits. They
Right.
go back to 1969, so he's done a lot of work. His recent work includes the movies Team of Two in 2024 and Bleach in 2022.
Okay.
He was Hector Ramirez in 191 episodes of The Bold and Beautiful, another soap opera, from 2004 to 2006. And he's largely known, though, for his roles as Reno Raines in Renegade. He was in 110 episodes of that from 1992 to 1997. And, of course, as Lance Compson in 228 episodes of Falcon Crest.
Falcon
Crest.
Yes.
And I don't have the years, but I believe that was 80s, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes. So,
Yeah, there you
wow,
go.
that's
All
a
right.
lot.
Gail O'Grady plays Jane, Jared's mom.
Okay.
So she's married to Brad. Her Hallmark credits include Heart of the Matter in 2022, Love on Ice in 2017, The
Okay.
Mystery Cruise in 2013. She has a ton of work dating back to 1987. She was in the movie Boneyard in 2024. She was in 7 episodes of Criminal Minds
Okay.
from 2018 to 2023. She was in Revenge. We
All
love
right.
that show from 2014 to 2015. She was in 11 episodes. And she was in American Dreams, 61 episodes. Did you ever watch that?
No, I
That was
did
from
not.
2002 to 2005. It took place in the 60s. It was like it took place in the 60s, and they played the 60s music, and there was a show like American Bandstand, or maybe it was
Okay.
American Bandstand, and like her daughter gets on the show, kind of
Right.
reminded me of Hairspray a little bit. In the 90s, she was in one episode of shows like Designing Women. Let me try that again. She was in an episode of shows like Designing Women, Murder, She Wrote, Cheers,
Cheers.
Silk Stockings, but she's probably best known for her role as Donna in NYPD Blue,
Oh,
where she was in
okay.
58 episodes from 1993 to 1999. And boy, did I love that show.
All right.
Alexis Zolokoffer plays Elise, Brooklyn's camera woman. This is her Hallmark debut, and she has 9 acting credits, including the movie Winter, Spring, Summer, or Fall in 2024, and 1 episode of Quantum Leap in 2023.
Ooh, Quantum Leap.
Kopani Pastazzi, or Pastay, sorry, I pronounced his last name. I'm so sorry. He plays Carlos, Jared's cousin. This is his Hallmark debut as well. He has 8 acting credits, including 1 episode of the series Obliterated in 2023 and 1 episode of Roswell, New Mexico in 2021.
All right.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Because this was filmed in New Mexico.
I know.
Catherine Copplestone plays Mary, Brooklyn's boss. This is her Hallmark debut. She has 13 acting credits, including, funny enough, 1 episode of Obliterated in 2023. I wonder if it was the same episode. And 1 episode of Sleepy Hollow in 2015.
Wow.
And that wraps up the leads.
Oh, my goodness. And now it's time to drop the synopsis.
All right, here we go. Romantic comedy between a balloon pilot and a media personnel in Seattle during the hot air balloon fiesta. Very brief. That was the
Wow.
synopsis on
Okay.
IMDb.
On IMDb, that was it, huh?
I think one of the working titles was Love in the Air.
I know they kept saying that
Yeah.
throughout
and
the whole movie.
Well, his company, wasn't
Yeah,
that the name of
his
the
company.
hot air balloon company?
Yeah.
It was filmed in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but
Okay.
not during the balloon festival. It was actually filmed in December of 2024, but they did get shots of the balloon festival that they used
Wow.
during the filming. I believe it was of that or balloon festival.
Okay.
The writer, Lisa Hepner, is from New Mexico, and this is her first Hallmark movie.
Oh, well, congratulations.
There you go. And the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta is a real event.
Yeah.
And it's 9 days. And this year it is October 4th through October 12th of 2025.
Yeah.
Want to go?
They have over like 500 ballooners or whatever you call
Isn't
them.
that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I wonder if they have a name. I didn't look up that. Do
You
they
know
have
what?
a
We'll
name?
call them ballooners.
Ballooners. I don't know. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Well, I do have a couple trivia questions.
Trivia.
there.
So you're doing the same thing. We
I
haven't even had
know.
that. We've had a couple sips.
But
Okay,
the
go.
first flight of a balloon with animals
Aww.
was back in September 19, 1783.
You didn't even give me a chance to guess.
You're not going to guess this one.
17.
I would have.
It was
it's
1783.
by the Montgolfier brothers. They launched a sheep, duck, and a
A
rooster.
sheep, a duck, and a rooster. That's so. Did they come home or did they?
They didn't say.
Okay.
But however,
That's
that was in
crazy.
September of 1783. But in November of 1783, a man named and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong,
This is some.
Jean-François Pelletier de Rosier
Look at you. Okay.
and
French.
François Léons d'Arlens were the first people to fly in the balloon that the Montgolfier brothers created.
Oh, so they were the first humans.
First humans.
on there. So they sent the pets up first, or the animals up
Right.
first. They're like, bye.
And I think Jared mentioned this in the movie that hot air balloon crashes are rare.
Oh, he did. Maybe
Yeah.
he did.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
I'm not really
said,
sure. That's
ballooning is
interesting.
statistically one of the safest forms of aviation due in part to low speeds and very strict rules.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool. Well, I was wondering because I do remember him, Jared, during the movie says you can only go up or down.
Right.
And I'm like, how does that work?
Well,
And then the wind takes you. That's
Yeah.
scares.
and you just fill the balloon up with propane air, and then you pull the strings to let it out, and that goes up and down.
Well, I think there's a little more to it probably than that, but
that was just a brief.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what did you think?
All right, I'll give you the positives first.
Okay, give me the positives.
These location shoots rock. They really do. I'm loving
beautiful,
location shoots. They're just great. There were gorgeous shots at the beginning and then throughout the movie, of course, of the hot air balloons in New Mexico. I don't think I've ever actually seen a hot air balloon in person.
Me either.
Have you?
Nope.
Yeah, so it was really cool to see just how massive they are. Like when they were on the ground.
Yeah.
The area that they take up. I mean, that was a little crazy to me. And it reminded me of elementary school. Did you ever do the parachute thing?
Yes.
So when we were in elementary school, they would do this big circular, huge parachute thing that would take up practically the whole gym.
Right.
And the kids would circle around it and you would shake it. They'd put like tennis balls on it. And it was just so fun. And then you got to run underneath of it. It was really, really fun. Yeah. So
yes, I remember that.
So that just kind of reminded me of that. And I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah. Outside of that and a few other scenes, this movie just really felt it fell flat for me.
Yeah. I think I'm
especially
with you on
the
that
first
one.
half.
Yes.
The second half was better.
Yeah, much better.
I didn't think the chemistry really hit the mark between anyone except maybe Elise and Carlos.
Yes.
And they really did. I think their chemistry worked. And I really liked Jane, actually, because I love Gale grading. And I was more invested in the balloons than the characters.
I know. Isn't that
Did
sad?
I mention how much I love the location shoot?
Yes, the location shoot.
So that, and I hate to say it, but there you go. What about you? What were your thoughts?
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know where to begin. Like you,
overall.
I thought the opening scene of all the balloons going up and down, the various colors, shapes, and sizes, it was beautiful. Whoever took those shots, kudos to you, because that was a really good job.
Yes.
Like you, I didn't feel like the characters, it wasn't natural.
Yes,
especially
I had unnatural in some of my notes. Yes, unnatural.
And I felt like in some scenes, Brooklyn, I don't know if she jumped the line before the other character finished. It felt like in some of the scenes.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. They just
you felt the same. And this is one movie I'll say, and we've mentioned this before. We watch them and we might laugh and kind of, if there's a funny part or be like, oh, or something, but we don't talk about it. We try not to. And this is one where we were just dying to be like,
I know you kept telling me to save it for the podcast.
I kept telling you, save it, because I didn't want to ruin our genuine reaction to one another's reactions. But this was one where we were just dying to, I think, say, oh, so
I know.
Yeah. So
and the green screens scenes.
But we're gonna get to that.
We'll get to that.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
My first take on that was
we're gonna get to that. That is definitely, Oof, man. Ooh. What were some of your favorite scenes? Do you have any written down?
Yes. No,
I did.
Said the opening scene.
I have that also.
That was probably my favorite scene, with the balloons going up and down and landing. I mean, to not run into each other or bounce around,
it's incredible,
off of each other was crazy.
Would you ever go up in one?
If it was tethered, maybe.
I'm a pass. No,
but it can't go more than 20 feet.
It looks cool, but I am not interested in doing that at all.
I just have nightmares of that basket. Just and the landing where sometimes safe, you just tip over. I don't know if I could handle that either. Yeah. I'm too old for that. But that was one of my favorite scenes. And another one. Do you remember when Jarrett took Brooklyn to the Balloon Museum?
Yes.
And there were some vendor booths.
Yes.
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 One of them was called Viva Vino wine glasses.
Yep. You noticed that. Yeah. Yeah. One of them was the wine glasses.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. For sure.
What about you? Did you have?
I mean, I did, like you said, the opening aerial shot, I was same. I thought the night scenes were cool too. When they lit up the balloons, I thought those shots were super cool. I really enjoyed the scenes with Elise. I liked her character. I liked the actress who played her.
Yes.
And I thought her character was light and bubbly, and it really worked. And I hope that she gets a chance to be in another Hallmark movie.
I think so.
Production, because I really liked her.
Yeah, I liked her.
And I think she, too. Has potential there that she could explore outside of this, this movie. So I liked her. There were a few scenes with Jane. And like I said earlier, I love Gail O'Grady, and she really did everything she could to bring it in this film. She had a softness to her that I really liked, in her character. Like when she says you have to be happy and fulfilled in yourself before you can be happy in a relationship.
Right.
And that's very, very true. What do I always say? You have to feed your own soul before you can feed someone else's. So
you won't be able to feed anybody else.
I appreciated that. I also like the scene where Brad is teaching everybody Taekwondo in the family, and he's been depressed the whole movie, right?
I know,
But there's the part where you see her and she's just genuinely happy because he's finally happy.
He's back out,
and it just was a cool. I just thought that scene was cool
because he had retired
for her, right,
from ballooning. Right. And he just did not like that. He didn't know what to do with himself. Which, I hear a lot of people that retire, when you work somewhere for 20, 30, 40 years and you retire from that place and you no longer have that routine, people are going through a depression. You
lose your purpose and you feel like you don't. Although, I don't know. I have something to say about that in a little bit too. Okay. A little bit later. But did you have any other scenes?
Yeah, I like the drone scene.
Yes, that was very cool.
So cool when it made the shape of the balloon. Very
cool. Yes.
And then they had the fire propane drones going on and off.
Yeah,
I thought that was so cool.
I meant to look that up. I wonder if that is part of the fiesta. The balloon fiesta.
It probably is. I mean, the drone.
I thought that was cool.
The drone thing is like really big now.
No, I know. I just wondered if they. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. The fire pit scene when they talk about their biggest fears. I thought that scene actually, one of very few between them, really worked.
Yes,
because the chemistry really on there. But but I thought that he says he's afraid of dying with regrets, and I thought that scene really worked. So that was.
Yeah,
that was it for me for favorite scenes. Did you have any others?
No, that was it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, now what about your biggest cheer?
My biggest cheer, I have to say that balloon glow. I think that's what they called it. Where it's
I think so.
The sun is getting ready. The sun is setting, and they all fire up the propanes, and they just blast the fire up into the balloon.
Yes,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, that was.
I agree.
Very neat concept. Mm-hmm. I thought. What about you?
Shouldn't be a surprise the location shoot.
I know. We've mentioned that.
The balloons themselves. Yeah. Thought that was cool.
Yeah, it was.
I did learn a lot more about balloons than I ever thought I would know, or hot air ballooning anyway, like the mass ascension.
Yes.
When they all go up, I thought it was cool. You just talked about it, the balloon glow.
Yep.
I didn't know they had yellow and green flags, which makes total sense.
Yeah.
To fly or not, when the conditions you shouldn't be flying. And when you get the green flag, you get all excited. So I thought that really worked. Did you have any other cheers?
I also liked when Brooklyn and Elise put together Brooklyn's little audition reel where she talked about Jared and the actual. Yes. She made it about herself, but I thought that was probably one of the better scenes.
One of the more genuine.
Yeah, the more genuine. It felt like it flowed. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I forgot about that. Yeah. Is that when she's standing in front of the balloons and she does like the interview? Yes.
I thought that was really another one of my cheers.
Your cheers.
What about
your cheers? Elise, I mentioned her earlier. Yes. I thought she was kind of a bright spot in the movie. And Jared's sunglasses. Remind you of anything?
Yeah, Mission Impossible.
Oh, not Mission Impossible. Well, Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Tom Cruise.
Sorry, not
I know. We got Mission Impossible on our brain because we bought tickets recently to the latest and greatest because We love the Mission Impossible movies.
We sure do. Yeah.
But it reminded me so much of Tom Cruise's sunglasses in Top Gun.
I was waiting for the song to start playing.
It was so funny.
The opening scene.
I know, and like you said, he wore the jacket. He had the pilot's jacket on, so that was pretty cool.
And kudos to him, man, because he wore it. I'm telling you.
He
did a good job.
Yeah, he did a good job.
So, do you have any other cheers?
No, that was it for me.
Now, I will say this: the cinematography in this, like when they went up in that tram, like, and she was scared to death. Those shots from that, man, they were gorgeous.
Were really gorgeous.
Really gorgeous.
That's what I mean, like the landscape in Mexico, and
then she's like, really "Do we have to take this thing back down?" And he's like,
and that's really a tram.
Yeah.
What was it called?
A tram. I'm not sure what else you would call it, but
no, I mean it's got an official, the CN.
Oh, you talking about the name of the place? Yeah. I don't remember what it was.
It's called the Sandia Peak Tramway.
Yeah,
and that's a real tramway, which is pretty cool.
They look pretty high up.
It's one of the longest passenger aerial tramways.
I was going to say, I wonder how long it takes them to get up there.
It's one of the longest, yeah. I'd be scared. I might do that instead of hot air balloon, but I'd still be a little bit scared.
When they came back down, she ran out.
And kissed the ground. That was kind of a funny scene.
Yeah, that was.
Because that would be me.
I know. Well, what about jeers? Did you have any jeers?
Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to try to,
be kind.
You mentioned it earlier. The green screen was so bad.
It was terrible.
It was so bad. Oh my gosh. I'm glad they didn't really do that until the end, right? Or was it when they went up?
Well, when she went up the first time. And then
a
year later when he
so it was the first to her. It just was so, you may as well have been on the ground. Do the weird voiceover with showing the balloon, which I thought was really weird.
Which they did a couple times.
They did that a couple times. I did not like that, but that would have been so much better than the green screen because it was terrible. It was just, I didn't like it.
No.
I didn't like it.
No.
I mean, I hate to say that. But
you want me to give my take on that green screen?
I don't know. I'm a little scared. Maybe. Go ahead.
To me, that was some chitty chitty bang bang special effects from 1968. And to be honest, back then, I know I'm sorry,
and that was good for
but back then, it was better than what they gave us, especially after all those beautiful opening scenes.
I know.
You give us. Why not tether one of them?
Well,
go up about 20
I don't know
feet
how that would work. I don't know how that would work logistically.
I know.
I mean, I will give them the benefit of the doubt for that, but
CGI that thing.
Yes.
Do something because it was crazy. But that's how I.
That
felt.
is
some chitty chitty bang bang stuff right there.
So funny, chitty chitty bang bang.
Sorry.
I would say, but I haven't watched it since 1968. But I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, well,
one of us wasn't born yet.
Well,
it depends on when it was released.
I was born, but I was too young. I didn't watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang till, I think I was around 10 years old.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right. Jane in Brooklyn, so Jared's mom and Brooklyn, the love interest, looked very similar in age.
Didn't they? They almost look like sisters.
And that's a compliment to Gail O'Grady, by the way. That's not an insult to Mackenzie.
Right.
Because I'm not saying Mackenzie looks old. I'm saying that Gail O'Grady looks younger than her age. That's what I'm saying. Mm. So that bothered me in ways. And they look similar. So I was like, well, Jared likes someone who's like his mom. I just thought I don't know.
They really could have been sisters.
So yes.
You know what bothered me was the black streak in her head. I'm
glad you brought it up, not me, because as a woman... Okay, I have to say, I was dreading. I had this that I was going to say as a jeer too. I don't know if that's the in thing now because I'm not always hip to all of the styles, but it didn't look right. It didn't. It didn't read well on the screen.
No,
that's probably the best way I can put it without
my eyes. Because I'm not trying.
I don't like to. Talk about her looks. I mean, Mackenzie's a beautiful woman, but the hair, that streak down the middle, there were a couple scenes and her hair looked different colors depending
Yes.
on the light. That bothered me too. And it just, and I know that's, that happens naturally sometimes, but it was so drastic sometimes. And that dark streak down the middle just bothered me throughout the whole film. Like I almost couldn't not look at it. It's like one of those things where it's like if somebody has a mole on their face or something, you're trying not to look at it, but it's all you can look at. It's like, oh. So yeah, I was going to bring that up. So, all right.
So what about that? So when they first get there, Elise and Brooklyn to Jared's house.
Yes.
And, Elise goes to her bedroom and Brooklyn and Jared are talking. And when she goes to bed, she goes into Elise's room and Elise has these headphones on and she's jamming to some music. But if you look at the window, outside the window is a fake plastic tree.
Oh, yeah. You said.
Really? You couldn't get
I didn't notice that.
Go to Home Depot or Lowe's or something and get you a real tree and just plant it outside.
Gosh.
Or, you know what I mean? In a pot.
Did not look good.
I mean, it was just a little branch leaf, but it was plastic. And I was like, come on.
And I'm really not sure about two women staying with a man like that.
Right.
Who they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That was another jeer of mine that I just felt like, I don't know. That just didn't seem like that would fly unless they were trying to phrase, like he was supposed to be a friend of Mary's or something.
Right.
I mean, she talked to him, I thought, as a editor or whatever she was, you know, but I just thought that was a little odd. Like you're going to be in a house in your pajamas with some man you don't know and know anything about. I mean,
I think it was
just
a friend of the guy that was supposed to go and shoot the balloon festival.
Okay, so they trusted him at that level. The other reporter.
The other reporter that couldn't go.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Well, no, because Mary says, we can't find or did they, maybe I'm misunderstanding.
She said you can't find a
hotel. Oh, so meaning you have to stay with him. Okay.
Right.
Maybe I glossed over that. I was probably too busy looking at the black streak in the hair. I don't know. But I didn't think Mary worked, the character, not the actor.
No.
But that was a little, that was.
I mean, when she first told Brooklyn she was going, she's like, we're not going to talk every day. I don't want
right.
You're going to report to me at the end. But yet she called every day.
Every day.
Sometimes a couple of times a day.
Yeah, it
to
just
where
didn't,
Jared was like, "Wow,
it didn't add up."
Yeah, I just didn't like the acting in that.
And Brad's whole, you brought it up earlier, how people, they retire and they don't know what to do with themselves. But I just felt like his doom and gloom was just so overacted, and so it just didn't work for me. And then when he was upset at the fiesta for a while, I was like, what? You're at the, and he's like walking around like he's, I didn't buy it. I didn't.
What about the scene when he was polishing the silver?
Oh.
And what show was coming on?
I don't know. It just didn't. Yeah. And then it's supposed to be a very emotional moment when Jared and Brad hug.
Oh, yeah.
It just didn't. Again, I was like, it just didn't, it was supposed to be this big, powerful moment. And it was like literally nothing to me. So, and I appreciate the actors, but that just didn't work. So any other jeers from you?
Okay. Yes, I got a couple more.
Oh, okay.
The whole cut from early morning darkness to what seemed like late in the afternoon sunlight scenes.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
that.
They're like at the Bloom Festival. It's dark, and then they're at some kind of marketplace, and it looks like it's noon.
Yeah,
I just didn't like the cut between.
You didn't like the
scenes.
cut between. Oh, okay, I get it.
I love the Spanish
I didn't
guitar.
notice, but
I like the music.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool, and I like the Christmas tree peppers thing.
The Christmas. Oh yes, I'll have a red one and a green one. Christmas tree. Yeah, that was kind of a shout out to Christmas.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, I don't know.
You said you had a couple more. You have another one?
The whole scene, like, okay, so when Jarrett walks in on Brooklyn talking to Mary, and she was just in the process of saying, I'm not going to shoot the way you want me to shoot. I'm not going to put his family and him in that light. he just hears a little bit of it and then he walks away mad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so they fight, and I'm like, you didn't even try to.
It was much
save
ado
that.
about nothing. Like is that
Right.
what you mean? Yeah.
And then Elise treats Carlos like dirt.
Yeah. That was the very next morning,
Yeah.
right? So that was another one of my jeers. And I loved, the Elise character. I didn't understand why she was so mad. Like she was acting kind of pissed off at Carlos.
Know.
And I didn't
understand.
Like, I was like, okay, I could understand if she was kind of like sad, like, oh man, I don't want to go. Like if she looked, she looked mad at him. And I'm like, what?
Yep.
So was she mad at him because he didn't ask her to stay, or was she mad at him on behalf of?
I have no idea.
Brooklyn? I didn't get it.
I
I
just
didn't
get
it.
I didn't get it either.
Ooh, you got any more jeers?
No, that was it.
Yeah, I have I have more in my notes, but I'm going to leave it at that.
Although I do like,
now.
there was one scene when Jared, I don't know if they were in the balloon up in the air for the first time or what, but they were talking about love, and he said love. That's like trying to control a hot air balloon in a windstorm.
Who said that? Jared? Oh, yeah. That was was that towards the beginning?
Yes.
I think that was it. Yeah. You're right.
So
You're right.
I thought that was kind of funny.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, a little tidbit there.
Yeah. I mean, at least they did the year later, because we're always talking about how the movies just sort of end.
But they
and
did
they're
it on
either
that
like,
green
I love
screen.
you, or they, or they have that kiss or whatever.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it was the green screen, but they at least did like a year later, and then they got engaged. So it was a good idea, and the story was good.
It was
I don't think they've ever done a hot air balloon type of story. So I liked that. I like the New Mexico of it all.
Yes.
The Albuquerque
Beautiful
part of it all.
scenery and
Yes.
the mountains in the background.
Makes me kind of want, I think I've driven through New Mexico, but I've never actually, stayed or stopped.
Right.
Yeah. But makes me kind of want, I would go watch the hot air balloon fiesta.
So would I.
But I would not go up in one, but I would love to see it. It's probably beautiful. I'm sure it's beautiful.
Yes.
Day and night. So it kind of intrigued me that way. So there were positives.
There were some good positives.
So
well,
yeah. Yeah.
Did you have anything else?
No, I'm fresh out.
All right. So out of 5, how many corks do you give this one? Be honest.
Oh gosh. I would say probably, I'm debating. Do you know yours for sure?
Mm-hmm.
What's yours?
3.
Really?
Yeah.
That high?
Well,
I would have to go at 2. I'd have to go at 2.
Only
because 2 corks for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost did like 1.5, but I mean, in 2, I'm gonna say 2 corks.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say for you? 3?
Yeah, 3. Only because I did. What saved this movie was those scenes, the balloon scenes.
Yes, not enough for me to give it a 3.
I mean, the
though.
acting on the back end of the movie got a lot better.
I think it was better the second half. Yes, and the chemistry got a little bit better.
But it's kind of like,
but it was tough.
When a new series starts, the first couple episodes they just don't jive.
Yeah,
they don't.
That's
they don't know when to come in and when to back off.
That's a good analogy. Sometimes you got to give a series a couple more. Like I said, I think the actors and actresses, if they find different projects and they've been in many other projects, obviously. Right. It's not like the younger ones, it's their first few, but, and it's worked in other places. Maybe it was just this particular cast.
Or it could have been the director. Sometimes the director's got to pull that out of people too.
I mean, it could have been the director, and it's not the story was there.
Right.
In my opinion, it had everything. There were moments that were too rushed, and you know what I mean. And it was like she quit her job, and then she literally gets a phone call like the next minute. And I was like, okay, you could have waited like 5 minutes. It was just a little. Yeah. There were little things like that, but so the story was there. It just wasn't executed well.
Okay,
I don't think.
Well, hey.
So I'm going with my 2.
All right,
that's the lowest one I've ever given.
Yeah, me too.
Since we started.
3.
Yeah.
So is that a wrap?
That's a wrap.
Okay, guys. Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow the podcast wherever you listen so you don't miss one. Also, follow us on social media. We love to have you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and or Spotify. Hopefully it's a positive one.
Yes. If you wouldn't mind, we'd really, really appreciate a review. that would really help.
Yeah, it would.
Sure. Join us next Wednesday for our review of Love Song, the first of 3 Love on the Danube movies. It originally aired on Hallmark Plus in September of 2024, but makes its premiere Saturday night, May 17th, 2025 on the Hallmark Channel. Ooh. It is streaming now on Hallmark Plus, so you could technically catch it early.
Yes, you can.
If you have Hallmark Plus. Mm-hmm. You can also now join us on Tuesdays for our Hallmark series reviews. Until then, fill up your glasses and push play. Thanks for listening. Cheers.